Today, they are your traditional production companies, broadcasters, publishers. Tomorrow, creators are going to be the next generation media companies. Creators are going to build media companies around them, and commerce is going to be a massive part of that.
Okay, so I think one of the big things for the Polar Bears as a brand coming up is Ice, the SaaS you've been working on.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of it?
Well, Ice underpins everything that we do in the business. So whether it's media buying, whether it's analyzing, YouTube commercial opportunities, scalability. So, if you're looking to identify profitability across the business, one of the biggest problems I would say for content creators, generally any media owner, is they're producing a huge amount of content, right, which has a cost. Their media agency or 15 different media agencies are buying a huge amount of media to create awareness for that content that they've created, and then they'll potentially have a YouTube or social media management agency that's managing the distribution of their social channels, YouTube, Facebook, etc.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult to see, well, hold on a second here, I spent $500,000 producing this content. I think I've spent 250,000 on media and advertising, and I might be spending 100,000 a year retaining that social media management agency. But no one is able to see it in real time.
It's just not very efficient.
It's inefficient, and look, the overall goal is to make better commercial decisions. It's business intelligence at the end of the day, and it's efficiency from not having to pull 55 reports. I mean, we've done it. We've been through that pain. I know the pain of having to deliver something that is it's just painful to do. Like, get rid of the pain. Once the pain's gone, then you can think clearly.
Yeah.
So the idea is that it does those two things. Remove the pain, and then you can think with clarity about, right, what type of content are we going to produce? What is even interesting things you can uncover is, we were looking at a model the other day, which was using some of the data in the background, and you're saying, okay, do videos with, some of the thumbnails you were working on the other day, do videos with the word full episode, generate a higher return or a higher RPM than videos that don't say the word full episode, even if they're the same length. You'd want to know that, right?
Yeah.
As a distribution business, because obviously that's valuable data to help you generate more revenue. That's what it's there for, and at the end of the day, it underpins our efficiencies as a business, why we could be so commercially aggressive in terms of rates. But most importantly, the goal of that software is to make better decisions.
So you've taken the pain points out of, the industry and what you have to work with, and basically fix them as much as you can.
Honestly, if I'd had this tool 5 years ago, my life would have been so much easier.
Yeah.
So, Dania, it is very intense in here. It's slightly more intense than me, but the reason we've invited you into the hot seat is to say something nice about me and the Polar Bears, but actually to find out what is it that made you think, okay, that's quite an interesting company to join, and B, what have you learned since joining the company that you didn't know before?
Okay. So I think it was the 2-year thing, the 2 years of training. I used to work in a consulting company, and we did a few analytics projects, but they sort of just ended the second that we finished our work. So we had our insights, our findings, and our recommendations, but we never knew if our clients took our recommendations and actually implemented it. So it was quite like a divide, not a divide, but we didn't have any
what control?
Not control, view? No, not view.
I know what you're trying to say.
We didn't have any
visibility. There you go. Nice.
As to whether they were implementing it or, so hours of analysis on my part. Like, had no idea if anyone actually did anything about it, or it was just a project hired to take off a KPI. But yeah, I think that was the main thing for me.
So would you say that a big factor for you beyond the work itself in terms of doing insights or analysis or findings is actually it having a purpose and it being
and I
implemented?
can see it
Yeah.
as well.
See it working.
Yeah. Or not working, you know, I feel. Like,
Yeah, that's
but
classic
both-
insights, right?
both
Everything's an
ways,
insight. Interesting. Okay. Obviously, this is, am I right in saying it's the first time you've worked with YouTube data before? Or have you, okay, so it's the first time you're working with YouTube data. What is it about the whole world of everything that we're trying to model and build? Like, what is it about the sort of the data sets available that intrigue you?
think from like just sort of looking at the data that we look at, like from YouTube analytics and stuff like that, and trying to figure out how the YouTube algorithm works in our favor. I think that's quite like an interesting puzzle that we can
I mean, it's not an easy one to solve as well.
No, it's not, but I think it's just really interesting. It's like this really big puzzle, and you get like little pieces, and sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't, but you get to learn how bits and pieces of how YouTube's built their algorithm and how you can use that to your advantage.
Remember when we were interviewing?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what was the strangest question I asked you, or what was the toughest question to answer in the interview process?
I don't think you gave me like a weird
Did I not?
100-pound
You had an easy
kind
pass.
of question.
Did you get the which order do you like knowledge, responsibility, or money?
Which one?
Which order would you place knowledge, responsibility, or money? You didn't get that one either.
No.
Definitely did ask. It's just forgotten.
Did you?
Mm.
No, I don't think you did.
Knowledge, responsibility, and money. Put them in the order that's important to you right now.
Knowledge, responsibility, and money. Right now.
Now you've got a job. Money.
I mean, inflation is real.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, money, knowledge, and then responsibility.
Interesting. There's no, there
Well,
isn't.
I think responsibility is low down on the list because, you know,
You're young.
I'm young.
So, in terms of the polar bears themselves, where do you see the brand in 5 years,
Oh,
or the company?
good
in
interview
5
question there,
years?
Charlie. Very good interview question. Where do I see the company in 5 years? In all honesty, I think technology is going to be a big part of it.
Yeah.
I think it will be more than just YouTube. I think as other platforms come to maturity levels and they can start to actually provide better monetization models and better opportunities and clearer reporting and measurement. Some of these platforms out there are great for like reach and scale, but you lift the hood and the data underneath isn't great. That's why creators still, they rely on YouTube. And, you hear all this stuff in the industry about, YouTube, you saw they didn't hit their earnings target, but you got to take that with a pinch of salt. They'd
Yeah.
had the biggest double-digit
Year on
growth
year, yeah, I saw that.
year on year. So in answer to your question, where do I see it in 5 years? I think it will be multi-platform, and I think it will predominantly be a technology plus brand business. And I say that with sort of a real importance on it, that technology can only take you so far, right? It can create efficiencies. It can make good business decisions in terms of business intelligence and insights, but you still got to be able to build a brand, right? I still believe that technology will not replace human beings, but it will make them more effective and more efficient. You can't take away creativity. You can take away the pain points of admin. If I took away all of your pain points day to day, and you were just able to think strategically and creatively, it'd be great. You'd get so much more done. You'd be more creative. You'd have more ideas, because that's, I think, what we're drained by as, you know, big companies or employees, is that we're so in the weeds of operations and like just admin and process.
Yeah.
What this is aiming to do is that I think that we will be a troubleshooter for many different types of media companies. I do think
templates as well. I think templates is a word you throw around a lot.
I think templates is a bit, you know, it isn't that exciting, but it's there is a process. You know, there is if you follow this process, at the end of it, you will have a better solution because you've covered all of those key parts. But yeah, I think, look, in answer to your question, where are we in 5 years? It's a technology business, probably still supporting media companies, but I think the concept of the types of media companies we'll be supporting are going to be very different. Today, they are your traditional production companies, broadcasters, publishers. Tomorrow, creators are going to be the next generation media companies. Creators are going to build media companies around them, and commerce is going to be a massive part of that. I think that buying funnel of what media companies build audience and then advertisers advertise in front of those media companies to try and sell products. Media companies will start selling products. Like that blend, it will just completely blend. E-commerce businesses will become media companies because they can broadcast content on any platform at any time really cost effectively. And media companies will become commerce because they have access to the audience. So I just think the type of client we'll be working with might change, and the number of platforms.